Hi, I'm Kurt Lovell at Lovell's Nursery, and today I'd like to talk a little bit about ornamental grasses. In the last several years, ornamental grasses have made a big splash in landscaping. They're valued for their form, their texture, and their color in the landscape. So you can get perennial varieties which come back every year, or annual varieties which you need to plant every year. So I want to go over some of these varieties with you and explain what they're best used for. So first I'll start with perennial grasses. One of the most common varieties that you find nowadays that you can grow out in your garden or in your landscape are the maiden grasses. There's many varieties of maiden grass. Also their botanical name is miscanthus grasses. This variety is called variegated maiden grass. It has a green leaf with white edging. It's a very popular variety. It looks almost white from a distance. Gets in the 5 to 6 foot range and does get a silvery plume on top, usually in late August and September. This is another variety of perennial maiden grass. This one is called Morning Light. Morning Light has a very narrow leaf, as you can see, an almost silvery gray color. Usually gets in the 4 to 5 foot range and also gets a silvery plume late summer into fall. Maiden grass, just green leaf maiden grass, is very narrow leafed. Gets fairly big in the 6 foot range. There again with the plume in the fall. So there's many varieties of these maiden grasses. They make excellent additions to the landscape or to the perennial garden. This is a variety of feather reed grass. Feather reed grasses tend to be narrow, upright grasses, not really getting that tall, in the 3 to 5 foot range. This particular variety is called Avalanche. It gets 2 to 4 feet tall. The reed grasses plume very early in the summer. They get kind of a tan or chocolate colored plume on them, but there again they have a very different form than the maiden grasses. These are more upright, whereas the maiden grasses tend to get more fountainy looking. Another popular perennial grass are the dwarf fountain grasses. This is one called Hamelin here. Most of the dwarf fountain grasses only get about 3 foot tall, 3 foot in diameter, so they're kind of a low mounded growing grass. And they get a plume very similar to this one, kind of a cattail-like plume on them. A good short ornamental grass are the blue fescues. Blue fescue will get about 1 foot in diameter, about 1 foot tall. It's a very good border type perennial grass with its blue color. It's used a lot for borders and edgings. Another popular perennial grass, I'm going to walk over here a second. This is pampas grass. Pampas grass is, in our area, Washington County, Maryland, is a borderline grass. Most pampas grasses are zone 6, which is borderline here. So in mild winters, they are perennial. You do take the chance, though, that they may freeze out if we get a very cold winter. But pampas grass you see a lot down south. It gets very big, has a big cottony type plume on it. Very popular grass you see down at the North Carolina, Virginia beaches. Another family of perennial ornamental grass are the panicums. They are generally upright varieties. Their color anywhere from blue-green to blue, depending on the variety. This one has a little reddish tinge on the end of the leaf, but they're just another good option if you're looking for a small ornamental grass for the garden. I do want to talk a little bit about some of the annual ornamental grasses. The annual grasses are great additions to the garden. You do have to plant them every year. A lot of them are great in containers because a lot of them are very small in size. So we'll just take a look at some of them real quick. This is a variety of Carex. Carex are some small ornamental grasses. This is a a brown variety, reddish brown variety called Red Rooster. But it's used for its foliage color. It's grown a lot in containers as an accent type plant. This is another variety of Carex. This one's kind of a blue-green variety called Amazon Mist. There again, it's a good short ornamental grass for planters, containers, or mass planting in your flower garden. One of the more popular varieties, this is an annual fountain grass called Fireworks. It does not get very tall, maybe 18 inches or so. This grass, very popular for use in planters or as an accent in your flower garden. And then probably one of the most popular of the annual ornamental grasses are the red fountain grasses. They're short varieties, tall varieties. You want to remember though that these red varieties are not hardy. You do have to plant them everywhere, so keep that in mind when you purchase them, and certainly with where you decide to put them in the garden. So one other grass I wanted to mention that's very popular nowadays. This is lemongrass. It's not really grown for its great ornamental varieties, but it is used a lot in planters or in the garden. Has a very strong lemony fragrance to it, and supposedly will ward off some insects in your garden. So that's a quick rundown on some ornamental grasses. I hope this helps you if you're interested in them and want to add them to your garden or to your container planting.